What's happening, everyone? It's your boy Ed from TechSource. Welcome to Setup Wars episode 238. We have a pretty cool show for you guys, so sit back and relax because you know what time it is. Psych! What's happening, guys? Your boy Ed from TechSource. Welcome to Setup Wars episode 238. If you guys want to be part of the show, make sure to watch the video link down below. But with that said, sit back and relax because you know what time it is. Everyone knows how difficult it is to buy PC parts right now. Everything is out of stock and prices are set way too high. But did you guys know, if you use ShopTagger, then you'll get notified when there's a price drop for the item you saved in your list, or if the item comes back in stock. That way you'll be the first to snag it instead of paying scalper prices. I've actually used ShopTagger for a few months already and managed to grab a few parts that I was still missing for upcoming projects. It's awesome. It's also very simple. Once you visit the Google Chrome store and install ShopTagger to your extension, you can immediately start adding items to your list from any of your favorite stores. You can have ShopTagger notify you if that product comes back in stock, drops in price, or if it has a coupon code available. You can even create separate lists and organize your wish list so it's easier for you guys to stay organized. Another cool feature I like about ShopTagger is the coupon feature. It uses clever tech to scan the web for coupon codes and applies them at checkout automatically, so you're always getting the best deal. But this special feature is only available on the computer, so having the Chrome extension is a must. And lastly, ShopTagger just launched a new cashback feature. You can earn cashback via PayPal when you shop for select retail partners, maximizing your value. So if you guys want to save the most money possible while shopping, then make sure to click the link down below and download and install ShopTagger for your desktop PC and your mobile device. Kicking off the episode is Michael from the Philippines, who's a credit risk analyst. He does things with credit risk. Anyways, this is the setup he built for gaming, web browsing, and his side business. We got a super clean Ultrawide setup built on the Sanyang computer table that complements the wallpaper. I actually love it when people cover their walls with wallpaper. Personally, I think it looks really great and just adds to the presentation of the setup if done right. It also adds a nice theme to the room as well. So Michael decided to go with a brick theme wallpaper for a bit of rustic vibes. However, if you're gonna go with wallpaper, you have to spend the extra time and do it right because even the slightest misalignment becomes noticeable, just like the bottom of his setup. Also, shouldn't that sign be hung on your door instead of inside of your room? It kind of defeats the purpose of having it there. Starting off with peripherals, we got the M Pro 2 in white with some clean looking side printed keycaps and the Logitech G703 mouse. I'm actually really digging that bottom mouse pad, by the way. I think it looks awesome in your setup, but why the extra black mouse pad in between? I feel like it just takes away the focus. Plus, your mouse could use the extra space if you remove it altogether. It looks like the only audio source for the setup are those Edifier speakers and the subwoofer on the bottom. That is a very cute Signum rack. Look at how tiny that is. Isn't the point of the cable rack to hold your cables and the power strip? It just looks weird having your power strip separate from the rest of the cables. With that said, I do like the dedicated cable station you created on the top using those cable clips. And finally, the PC powering the setup is a pretty sweet budget build with the Ryzen 3 3200G and the RX 570. Although the execution isn't flawless, I still love the cozy rustic vibes of the setup. Thank you, Michael, for entering. Up next is Elias from Finland and his super ultra-wide kitchen gaming setup, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie, this is the first time ever on the show where a setup is built next to a kitchen. Think of the amount of time you'll save making trips to the kitchen for Pop-Tarts or cup noodles. We have all been doing it wrong, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ultimate setup location. Elias built the setup for gaming and schoolwork, and he does all that on his super sweet ultrawide monitor that he mounted to a custom cut oak tabletop. Looking really good. I kind of like the green accents in this setup. They aren't overdone like most other Razer themed setups. Even my dude's hookah pipe is in green. I gotta love the dedication here. For peripherals, he's rocking the Logitech G513 keyboard and the MX Master 2S mouse with beautiful cable work going across the desk. Well done. The setup doesn't use any speakers, but he does have a gaming headset that he keeps in the corner next to his RGB lamp. Some of that green accent also carries over to his custom PC underneath his desk. I do love the custom green extension cables, but the red from the GPU kind of ruins it, to be honest. Also, I don't know if you're aware of this, but your radiator fans are set as exhaust instead of intake. They are battling over airflow with the front intake fans. You basically have the fans blowing air into each other. So when you have time, I would flip those fans the other way around. Putting the PC on a shelf with a few capital legs is actually a smart move, and I like how you're using the case to hide the power strip and some cables behind it. Nicely done. Overall, it's a pretty cool setup, and given the location of it, I think you did a pretty good job putting it together. Thank you for entering. Before we continue, I want to give a huge thanks to the sponsor of this video, ShopTagger, an app and Chrome extension that uses clever tech to ensure you never miss a price drop or a coupon code. Check the link down below. Coming in at number 3 is Clint Eastwood from North Carolina and his super clean and minimal gaming setup. The simplicity, the organization, personalization, and the execution. I mean, everything that makes a setup complete is here based on first impressions. We got two 24-inch monitors mounted to the desk using a monitor arm, which he also used to clamp his boom arm to. Beautiful work. For peripherals, he's using the RK61 with 2 sets of keycaps and the glorious Model O gaming mouse. How do you keep that white mouse pad so clean, by the way? I want to know your secrets. The setup also doesn't have any speakers, but he does own a pair of monoprice modern headphones. If you're looking for a place to hang those, by the way, you can pick up an NZXT puck and slap it behind your PC. After all, you are using an NZXT case anyways. Speaking of which, we have a beautiful custom PC to complement the setup. It's equipped with the Ryzen 7 2700X and the MSI RTX 2070. For once, I'm happy to see correct fan configuration and dual channel memory setup for your PC. You know, this setup might be simple and minimalistic, but it has just enough of personalization to separate it from all the other cookie cutter setups out there. And for your age, I'm impressed, Clint. It definitely seems like you know what you're doing here. Well done on the setup, and thank you for entering. Coming all the way from Bulgaria is Nikolay and his pretty sweet Hexa display setup. Yes, I said Hexa, meaning 6 displays. Believe it or not, but this is actually laptop powered. We got multiple video adapters plugged into the laptop to support so many displays. Triple 24-inch BenQ monitors in the middle with a 24-inch LG up top as an overhead. The 5th display is the iPad, which has its very own Bluetooth keyboard. And finally, the 6th and final display is from the laptop itself. Damn. The setup is built on the Ikea carbly with 5 sets of Olaf adjustable legs. I mean, this is definitely the most interesting, or one of the most interesting setups I've seen on the show for a very long time. So Nikolay is a software developer and crypto enthusiast, and this is the setup he uses for productivity, trading, and just geeking out. Unfortunately, he doesn't use a setup for gaming, which makes sense, but he does have a VR console for when he does want to enjoy some games. Some other stuff he has on his desk include his AKG headphones and a Synology NAS setup in the corner with double 3TB WD drives. It's actually pretty nuts that a thin laptop like this can power 5 additional displays. What an impressive setup, Nikolay. Thank you for sharing this with us. Wrapping up the episode is Sander from Norway with yet another interesting setup. The first thing that caught my eyes was the sandwich desk with an LED strip in the center. First off, it's nice to see that you at least diffuse the lights using the Musada raceways. And in case you guys missed it, I recently did a video showing you how you can properly diffuse your own RGB lights. Give it a watch if you're curious how it's done. So in order to achieve this look, Sander had to dig in and cut out the center of the edge of the desk to install his RGB strip and the frosted covers. It's definitely the first time I'm seeing this anywhere, but I think it's a cool little mod for your desk. When you think about it, there isn't really anything exciting or cool about tabletops, right? I think it's really cool that Sander decided to do something different. And who knows, this might inspire someone to do the same, or maybe even take it a step further and create something even cooler. After all, that's what the show is about. So Sander uses the setup for gaming, editing, and watching YouTube videos. We got dual 24-inch monitors mounted to the wall of acoustic panels. And for peripherals, he's using the Extrafee K4 keyboard with the Death Adder Elite mouse. I gotta say, this is also the first time I'm seeing a boom arm being mounted right inside the middle of the desk. And oddly enough, it does make sense with this setup. He doesn't want to clamp the arm on the edge of the desk, blocking off the LEDs. But where is the cable, my guy? Looks like he hooked up the power strip underneath the desk and a few raceways to help with cable management. Nicely done. And finally finishing up with his awesome PC in the corner. We got a custom rig built inside the Matrix 70 case from Deepcool. It's equipped with the 9700K and the RTX 2070 Super. I love the old black aesthetic with the white LEDs. That is a kick-ass looking system, my guy. Overall, I'm loving the creativity that went into this setup. It's always refreshing to see new and exciting things on the show, but it could definitely use a few more improvements. I feel like the all black acoustic panels on the wall don't really do much for the setup aesthetically. If anything, it's a bit too distracting. There's also a large gap between the ceiling and the panels on the right side. I do see lots of potential in this setup, but it's definitely a great start. Thank you, SamDi, for sharing this with us. Once again, make sure to check out ShopTagger by clicking my link below if you want to get notified when a product gets back in stock, drops in price, or if there is a coupon code available. And that is it for this episode of SpecterPro. As always, make sure to comment down below on which of these setups was your absolute favorite and let me know why. If you guys enjoyed the video, as always, feel free to toss a like before I head out, as it does help the channel out a ton. And if you're new here, somehow consider subscribing because we do setup wars every single Monday. Thank you so much for watching. I love your beautiful, beautiful nails, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.